Misfit here with the Crows Airsoft Group, and today I've got a very special video for you today. Today we're going to be talking about airsoft replicas and their real steel counterparts. And can an airsoft gun really be turned into a real steel weapon? Let's get right into it. Now for this video I will be using a H&K USP compact, both airsoft and real steel. This is out of my personal collection. Just from the outside, they look very, very similar. So, whether it's real steel or airsoft, be sure to transport your weapon in a safe manner wherever you go. And be sure to keep it in a safe place where no kids or unwanted people can get to them with easy access. So, can this airsoft gun be turned into a real steel weapon? Short answer, no. But stick around because we're going to get to the nitty-gritty about why this is. Nowadays, some airsoft manufacturing companies advertise their airsoft replicas as being ATF certified, meaning that in no way, shape, or form their replicas can be turned into a real weapon, meaning that you can't just buy the replica, do some little tinkering, and then voila, you got an unregistered firearm. That is just not the case. Companies such as KWA I've seen have advertised this, and I'm sure it's happening all around. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, being an airsoft replica, the quality of the material doesn't need to be as strong as, say, a real steel firearm. Why? Because the pressure is just completely different from a round than an airsoft gas pistol. This is a gas blowback, meaning it does have a fully functioning rear receiver or top receiver, giving it that real steel effect, function magazine and everything. The only thing that makes a difference is this orange tip that sticks out a little bit more compared to the real steel version. First thing to note are the magazines. Now on the real steel magazine I have put dummy rounds. These are red. This is for the purpose of keeping the firearm in safe conditions and making sure that it can function properly without it being broken while I'm not at the range. And then here we have the airsoft version. Now as you can see, completely different. You load the BBs here just like you load the ammo here, but you have all this extra space. Now this is for the gas release of the gas that is stored inside the magazine that powers this whole system, whereas the round powers this entire system. The pressure from the round travels through the gas chamber, creating a blowback, and then chambering a new round at the same time. With the airsoft version, you need to apply green gas through this inlet here, filling up the magazine. You fill up your BBs, and then a series of mechanisms activate when you pull the trigger, creating the gas to release, pushing the round forward, giving it that blowback feature. So I gotta say the magazines do feel pretty. This one feels heavier than this one, but stack this with real rounds, I'm pretty sure it'll be heavier. So you cannot convert this into holding bullets, right? It's just not gonna happen. It's just completely different, right? You don't got the material there. It's cut off. There's sections that need to exist to hold the round, as well as the magazine doesn't fit, right? The airsoft magazine does not fit into the real steel version, and the real steel magazine does not fit into the airsoft version. Why? Because the ammo that it uses is completely different. So, right, this can't fit into this hole just like a square peg can't fit into a round hole. So that is the first part that we're going to analyze. Secondly, as I mentioned before, just the build quality, right? Both guns are metal top receivers, polymer bottom receivers, but once you pick this one up, you could definitely tell that it's made out of stronger, higher quality steel, whereas this one's just kind of made out of probably aluminum, right? It's very light. I've got my kitchen scale here to show you guys the weight difference between these two. We're going to do the airsoft one first. It's coming in at 1 pound and 0.3 ounces. And now the real steel, it's coming in at about 1 pound 6.8 ounces, right? So you feel the difference, right? So it's just, try firing a real steel round out of this and I guarantee you it will explode, right? Maybe you'll get one round if you somehow manage to get it through and fire, but it will not last. All right, up next, I've disassembled both of these handguns just to show you guys kind of the different components and why, the reason why the Airsoft can't be converted into a real steel. Now, let's get into the real steel first, actually. So, like I said, lower polymer with a trigger assembly. You got all these components here that all function in a way for this firearm to work, with the trigger, the hammer, right? You got a functioning hammer, the decocker. Everything is made out of nice, high quality parts that are designed to withstand the pressure of firing an actual bullet. Now, you got your buffer spring here, right, made out of very strong, very hard to push back, right, and made to withstand the recoil and cycle the round all the way. You got your barrel here. It is rifled, right, meaning that there is a groove within the barrel that spins the bullet to give it a correct projectile. And here we have the upper receiver. Like I said, you got all this machined metal here. It's nice and sturdy. It's weighted in a way for this thing to cycle and withstand the pressure. That is the biggest thing. All right, and over here we got the Airsoft components. So just like the real steel deal, we got the lower receiver, right? Parts are a little bit different. The components on the inside look pretty similar, but whereas the Airsoft version has a mechanism to release the gas from the magazine to make the weapon function, the real steel version has a working hammer that actually strikes the round in the back, firing it off. You also got the buffer spring here, which is a lot easier to compress, right, because there isn't as much pressure coming out of the weapon, so cycling it doesn't take as much effort. You also have the outer barrel, right? So Airsoft is 6mm, where this is a 9mm, but Airsoft rounds are in a 6mm form, so it is very small. So, right, there's no rifling in this outer barrel because the BB actually doesn't go through this section. The BB travels through the inner barrel. Now, the inner barrel, once again, no rifling, completely smooth, and as you can see, completely different, right? The components from the real steel will not attach onto the Airsoft version in no way, shape, or form. I'm sure you can try to fit this in somehow, but it will not function. And like I said, you're not going to fit a real steel round through a 9mm through a 6mm hole. It's just not going to happen. And if it did, whatever this is made of is going to expand and explode, and that is pretty much what's going to happen if you try to do that. But like I said, it will. Airsoft companies are doing really well in manufacturing their things, and so that you just can't, right? It doesn't compare. This real steel handgun cost me about $900. This Airsoft replica costs about $170. Right? Where's the difference? Quality, real steel, H&K, Airsoft, made for play, made for fun. Right? They're both very fun to use. This one's for play. This one's for real talk. So I hope you found this video helpful in answering that kind of age-old question: can Airsoft really be turned into real steel? No, you cannot get a real H&K handgun for the price, you know, for $170. It's just not going to happen. You know, wait until whatever age you got to purchase it, you know, save up the money. You won't have an unregistered firearm, you know, do it the legal way. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos in the future. Hope you found this useful. You guys take care.